Hello and welcome to an update on my Philodendron Ring of Fire propagation. So in the previous video I showed you how I cut the plant up into two parts. So for one the top cutting and the other one just the rest of the plant, kind of the stem cutting. And you can see here how I propagated them now in water. So actually just putting the two parts into water for them to develop roots. And you can see here the plants after the cut. This is the top cutting, and on the other hand the stem cutting. Both of them having fairly little roots, but this is now the result after a couple of months actually, so it took quite a while for the Philodendron Ring of Fire to develop roots. In general, I find also with the new leaves it's kind of a philodendron on the slower side. Yeah, but you can see really nicely here the new roots that have all developed during the water propagation, and also the first new leaf. The roots looking really good, really healthy, really firm. And this tiny new leaf here that has already been developed, which is really, really tiny, kind of cute. And already a new leaf getting ready to shoot out. And this is actually the second leaf that has developed, which was already quite a bit larger. You can already see the nice ring of fire pattern here. So all in all, I'm actually really pleased with the result. I think the amount of roots is also good enough to put this plant now into substrate. So for the water propagation, I actually changed the water kind of every week, and I try to use rainwater whenever possible instead of tap water. And yeah, so looks like that this cutting has really enjoyed it. So off to the next cutting, so kind of the base of the plant, the stem that was left. It didn't develop as many roots as the top cutting, but you can also see here the new roots that have developed in water, kind of the colorful, more whitish roots here, these ones, in comparison to this older one, but new ones have actually developed out of the old one that was still there when I did cut the plant. You can see here nicely the new growth that is developing out of this node here, and also some other sleeping nodes which start to develop growth. But the top node is actually the one that will most probably get the most energy supply, and thus will be the one that will develop the new growth and kind of be the new plant instead of the lower nodes that would actually also be beneath the soil. You can see here nicely the other node buds. Some of them started to sprout a little, others are still sleeping. You can also see here the cutting actually. So you might think that it's rotting because it looks really, really dark, but it's actually really firm. You could see when I was pressing on it. Yeah, so overall this one also looks okay to be put into substrate. And especially the top one, the top cutting, it's really, really nice to see already the new leaf, which has developed after I cut the plant. And I'm looking forward to having new, nice Ring of Fire leaves. So, with this, I went ahead and I placed both of them in a pot with Ceramis substrate. You can use any substrate that you like for philodendrons, depending on your preferences really. So from loose, chunky aeroid mix to perlite or other semi-hydroponics media that you prefer for philodendrons. So here I'm just showing you the results after, I would say, 2 months later. So the base cutting, so the stem cutting has actually grown new leaves, which is really exciting because at the point before that I showed you, it was just the growth bud that was kind of starting to sprout, but now there was the first leaf, kind of really tiny and a little bit weird looking, but that actually happens quite often with stem cuttings, that the first leaves are really small and then they increase in size after time. So the next one is already quite a bit bigger, and for the top cutting you can already see the new leaf developing. I actually cut the other old leaves off because they were kind of not so nice looking anymore and kind of bending into weird directions, so I cut them off. So, but overall I'm really pleased with the two new little philodendron ring of fires that I do have now. And yeah, thanks for watching the update. And now I actually want to show you my other plant that I have, which is already quite a bit bigger and has some really new, some really nice colors and some nice patterns on the leaves. And yeah, I really like the leaf form, these spiky leaves, and of course the color patterns on the leaves, which every new leaf is kind of a surprise what kind of colors you get, and you have this transformation from the new leaves being really reddish, pinkish, as you can see here, the new one. They start off with this really pinkish color, and then they unfurl, and you will see what kind of pattern the leaf will have. And it's, yeah, a really nice plant. It is a really slow grower, I have to say, compared to other philodendrons that I have. But I did really enjoy this experiment of propagating the philodendron ring of fire, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment down below what other videos you would like to see. I have planned some other propagation videos on other types of philodendrons, so possibly gloriosum or melanochrysum. So if you'd also like to see that, comment down below. And with this, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.